welcome back to Intense Podcast. I'm here with Adam and Dion von Moltke at PRI. Again, not live, but
it's
live to us.
This is absolutely live.
It's live right now.
As live as a podcast will ever be.
Weeks from now, when this is released, it will be...
Or tomorrow. You don't even know.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We haven't decided.
We're supposed to record a podcast tonight. They'll be released tomorrow. And if that doesn't work, this might be released tomorrow.
Sooner the better.
Yep. So this is perfect. So when Christmas and stuff comes around, we have stuff stacked up and we can make this work.
That's always been the struggle. Like, well, we're just not going to do a show this week because...
It's the beauty of PRI, though, right? We're all here together.
Yep. So,
this is so much easier than doing a Skype interview. Just throw it all together.
It's more fun, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, finally getting to meet you face to face.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thanks again for having me on, getting to meet you guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
So how's your PRI been?
This is my first time ever at a PRI.
Really? This is your first time? That surprises me.
Yeah, you know, as a pro racing driver, like, we just kind of show up and drive a race car and leave, and go into an event like this is, I think there's nothing here that we're going to go do, right? So it's here as different as a business owner versus a driver. It's huge.
Did you ever have to do SEMA?
No, never been to SEMA.
It was never like an obligation to the team or anything?
You know, going somewhere there's like 100,000 people crammed in a room just doesn't sound that appealing.
No, I have very little interest in going to SEMA. This is so much, but like it's all, most of the stuff that's here is probably at SEMA.
Yep.
But all of the stuff I don't care about isn't getting in the way of me finding this stuff.
And there's this thing called Twitter, and I can see all the cool stuff off SEMA.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't want to talk like. It sounds like it would be kind of cool, but not my jam.
The right opportunity, I'll probably take it. But it's not my priority.
Yeah, this is definitely focused to what anything that's relevant to what you're doing, or even closer to what we're doing.
Yeah,
so
we're racers. We want to be with racers.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not bro-dozers.
So how's PRI for you guys?
This year's been probably the best ever for me. But the first year I was so violently sick that I slept on that couch over there for 2 hours.
Oh, man.
It was so bad. It was so funny.
I didn't even want to be here.
Nobody even wants to picture that. That just sounds miserable.
It's always, this year we've gotten lucky with the weather. It's always been cold and crappy here.
So is it that surprising I didn't come to PRI? I mean, we're here in December in Indianapolis.
Yeah, you're based out of what, Florida?
Actually, Bay Area now.
Oh.
But at the time, it would have been Florida. I'm like, why would I want to ever do that?
Well,
although now that I'm thinking about it, when it was in Orlando, didn't they have a karting race outside at night?
I'm not as familiar with the history
because
of PRI.
I think
you're
actually,
right.
now that I'm saying this, I think I did a karting race at night when PRI was in Orlando.
I know it used to be there. For the longest time it was there.
So I might have done that.
Every year I still see people on social media bitching about it not being there anymore.
I might be one of those people.
Like, I get that. I totally do, but I probably wouldn't be there if it was because it's so much farther.
I'm not an Orlando fan either.
Yeah.
So for me, it shouldn't be in Orlando. It should not be in like Indianapolis is great. Don't get me wrong.
It makes some sense.
Don't put me here in December.
This would be.
I don't know,
but when
man.
else would you do it?
It's a destination.
Yeah, I'm a fair weather fan. Let's go to Hawaii or something like that.
That'd really narrow it down.
Let's burn this bad boy. Let's do this.
We're gonna do it. Let's go for it.
Absolutely.
Let's turn this into a real vacation.
It's Caribbean.
Because we all have money and time for that.
Yeah. Who doesn't have money for a Hawaii vacation?
Oh, man.
When'd you move to?
That's gonna be a lot harder to get by the wife.
Hawaii without her?
Yeah, Robbie and I are gonna hop a plane and go to Hawaii for a trade show.
It's really boring.
It's for work.
It's sorry. We're gonna be so busy.
We can all be in on this together. Like, let's all help each other out here.
You wouldn't want. It's December in Hawaii. It's just awful.
The sharks. There's the sharks.
And the volcanoes. They're known to be more active in December.
Yeah, we'll be inside the whole time.
Oh man. Yeah.
But yeah. No, this year's been really good. The weather's been good. Besides getting parking, that was the only issue.
God, we spent an hour trying to park yesterday.
There's a parking garage like 5 minutes away here that I was able to.
It was a long walk. We're lazy.
And it's cold.
Yeah, yesterday we figured it out.
Right here, right next door.
Oh,
it's never been an
full
issue.
now.
It's never. Well, it's because half of it's under construction.
Oh.
Yeah, we drove up this morning get halfway up and going, oh, there's no room here.
Yeah, this makes sense now. I get it.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yep. But no, this year's been really good. Yeah, we've actually, recording on sites. I like doing that. This is fun. Hopefully, we need shorter cords. Obviously, we're taking up an entire table.
But everyone's looking at you guys like you're crazy. But
we're used to that. They're not wrong.
No.
Well, I mean, we're all racers. We're all a little bit crazy.
Yeah, we all have that gene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
So when did you move to Bay Area?
Oh, we moved a year and a half ago now. We found out we were moving there a month before. We packed all of our stuff into our car, including our 2 dogs, moved across the country. We had 3 nights in an Airbnb to find a place to live, and found a place to live. It was fun. It was a good time.
That is not a small undertaking in the Bay Area.
We went from Charleston, South Carolina to the Bay Area, so we went all the way across the country.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. I think our dogs weren't that big of a fan of that long in a car, but
no. That's an adventure. Wow.
Yeah, it's all those. If you're gonna do it, you just gotta do it, right?
Just commit.
Don't make it easy on yourself.
If you give yourself no way out, I have to make this work.
There was a timeline. We're like, okay, go for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If there's anything I've learned about learning the history of a lot of pretty successful race car drivers, it's that when you put yourself in a situation where you have no choice, you usually you're more likely to succeed.
You'll find a way around.
Yeah.
That's true for most people, right? I think most people don't find, and then I'm not sitting here saying that I'm found success as I'm still looking for it, but I feel like most people don't find it because they're not willing to put themselves in that situation, take the risk, take the leap, and go for it.
Just quit your job.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
This podcast will be way more successful if we just quit everything
just quit
else.
our jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we did was podcast.
Literally, we moved there because my wife quit her job and was looking to her new career. We're like, let's jump off the cliff and go for it.
That's
works
crazy.
out.
That was so hard for me to do. I don't like having something to fall back on. I just can't make that step mentally.
Well, at the end of the day, you'll figure it out.
And I'm good on my toes. That's kind of what I do at work. But
that's a lot to ask.
Scary.
It's kind of fun at the same aspect.
I'm
too.
sure it was. I'm sure it would have been quite an adventure. But
no, absolutely. So, what's the 2020 plans for you guys?
For the podcast, we're still kind of up in there just because it's just us now. Feeling very confident. But it's unofficial now. So having you getting involved with you guys will be. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. We are too.
Yep. So then also, now that I'm the time trials director, I'm really excited about getting more involved with that, trying to grow that series, and then obviously getting better at driving myself. So last year was my first full season. I actually got Rookie of the Year.
Fantastic. So let's talk about this. Where are you struggling as a race car driver right now? Where can you go faster? I want to hear this.
I don't think there's anywhere that I couldn't go faster. How about that?
I mean, that's true for all of us, probably.
Probably the middle of the straightaway. That's probably where you're the fastest.
I feel
that right pedal is pushing a little harder.
You're great between the corners.
I don't think I'm even great between the corners. But I think that's the biggest thing is confidence in the feel of the car is one thing that I know I need to work on.
Yeah.
Just one thing that sticks out to me. Last year, I hopped in the car at Gateway. Never had been there. In my practice session, I put down, what was it, 1:08. Mm-hmm. I might be wrong. We'll use that as a gauge. 1:08 was my best time on brand new tires.
Yep.
And then I went into the tire wall because I just made a mistake.
Happens.
And it took me the entire year to get to 1:10.
Gotcha.
So I know full well I'm not driving.
Yeah.
But I think the difference was that I walked in there having driven on the simulator, thinking I knew the track with confidence, and then the rest of the year I had no confidence.
For sure.
So I would take
tire walls tend to take away confidence, unfortunately.
So I would take a turn, feel the slide, and then not be confident that I'm at the slip angle or if I'm sliding. So that, to me, I need to get a really good feel for the car.
So when this happened and you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do to get my confidence back? What were you thinking? What was your plan to try and get your confidence back?
Mine was, first, I couldn't go and sit in the pit and just think about it. I had to get right back out there the next session. If the car is capable, I need to get right back out there. Go slow, but I need to be out
back
there.
On the horse.
I need to get laps in. Man, it's freaking cold in here.
It's gotten colder.
We're all shivering.
I know. I was comfortable during the Andrew conversation. Now I feel cold. But
my Bay Area, hate of the cold is more rubbing off.
You're probably freezing. But getting right back on the horse, getting back out there was a big thing for me. Because if I sat and overthought it, I know for sure I wasn't going to get back and even get any sort of confidence back. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the season went well, and then we finished back at Gateway. And then granted I was on worn out tires just to finish the season, but knowing that I was at least 2 seconds what I considered off pace from where I was, it's just
So it's interesting. I want to go into this because I think a lot of people relate to what you just said. and how to get that confidence back, and how do you get to feel the limit of the car. It's like one of the most consistent questions I get is like, how do I get the limit of the car and feel it? And it's honestly a question that I think we have a lot of different beliefs on, and like it's one that I haven't found a good answer for, to be honest with you. A lot of people say the skid pad. I think the skid pad's extremely helpful. I don't think it's that helpful for finding the limit of the car on a racetrack.
And how, or I guess, who has access to a skid pad?
They're not as prevalent as they should be.
I know where there's
so
one.
much fun. Yeah, so that's helpful anytime you can get on there. But what I would, if we were to be working together here,
Yeah.
and we're saying, okay, how do we get the feeling of the car? How do we find our confidence again? Where, and I don't want you to relive this, but let's talk about the incident.
No, let's do it.
What happened? Where'd you lose it? How did you lose it? Do you know?
Yep. Yeah. So coming down the straight on Gateway, I'm in the gearing that I had. I was in 5th, shifting into 6th right before the start finish. So way at the top end of what the gear set would allow. So in the sim, I had gotten used to shifting, go to the top of 5th, brake, take the turn. So then shifting to 6th, I was not confident going back to 5th.
Gotcha.
And then I know for sure I went 6th to 4th, thinking like, I'll just, I won't go 5th. I'll just go brake, shift back to 4th, take the turn, thinking I would do that slowly.
Yep.
And then I missed the shift in my mind. Wasn't confident that I was in gear.
Yep.
And then before I knew it, I was in the tire wall.
Gotcha. So was it a locking of the rear tires as you shifted that spun you, or was it like after you turned in a little bit too much entry speed and spun you? Do you know?
Thinking back, I think I went from 6th to 4th, but I went in the tire wall straight, so I don't think I remember I basically went straight off.
Gotcha. Okay. So some things here that we'll talk about. One thing I do want to say that for you, for anybody, one thing that we think is really important for learning from accidents is review and getting coaching off of that. And it's something we actually do. We've done quite a lot.
Right.
Send us in a video of your incident, and we're going to tell you kind of what we think happened, how you can avoid it in the future, and help you build from that, which is a really important note.
Absolutely.
So one other thing you hit on here, and it's something that I'm pretty passionate about talking about, is the sim and how you can, if you're not careful, hurt yourself using a simulator.
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, for anybody out there that's listening that has a sim and is asking, like, how should I be using this? And you talk to, obviously everyone has an opinion. If you hear anyone trying to talk to you about setting the car up on the sim, run for the hills. Like run, and don't turn back, because that's not how you use a sim. It's not there yet.
Right.
The simulator is a great tool when you are very careful with it. So it's a great tool for if we're working together and we're practicing something in real life. We're practicing where are we getting the throttle, the initial brake pressure, a little bit of trail braking. That's stuff that you can come back and practice on the simulator, because the ultimate fast way to drive on the sim is not quite how you drive fast on the racetrack, right? And then using brake points and gears and stuff like that, there's sometimes it just happens to be perfect, but that one time it's not, is going to bite you in the ass.
For
and that's
sure.
one of those. So it was interesting to hear you say that, because that's such an interesting topic that most people don't how to use a sim.
Right. Yeah. To me, the sim was always a way to learn the track, or so that when I got on track, I was somewhat familiar.
Yeah.
Knowing full well it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because even if it's, it's an iRacing or a scans track,
they're
it's
good.
It's close.
Yeah.
It'll tell you what turns next.
Yep.
But it's not going to show you how it feels.
Boom. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. It's got to be a good mix of YouTube videos, and sims are powerful when they're used right. So we're talking about gaining confidence back as a driver. So the way that I've kind of worked through this with a driver, I don't like to talk about walls when I'm working with drivers, but
Because you shouldn't be looking at them either.
But when let's be real here, it's something that's always, I don't care if you're a pro racing car driver or you're an amateur, it's something that's it's there in the mind, right?
Yep.
And when we're looking at finding the limit of the car, and we're looking at talk about trail braking and getting more aggressive, we need to be picking the lowest risk areas to build the feeling, because it'll start to build everywhere else. So this is the only time I ever talk about walls on a racetrack. And there's most racetracks you're going to find that one area where it's a pretty low risk corner. So if you spin out, who cares?
Right.
Nothing happens. So if I were to work with you, what I would say is, hey, let's go back to step one. Let's look at what matters. I want to look at basic line stuff, but like for most people, they're fine there. It's hitting those brakes initially hard, and then where you're getting back to throttle. Let's get those two things. And then from there, those are our anchor points. And what we can start to do is not brake deeper right away.
Right.
We're going to start working on coming off those brakes, rolling that speed in. And initially, you're going to have long coast periods. You're going to feel like you're overslowing, but you're going to start coming off those brakes more and more and more. You're going to start trailing more and more into the corner. You're going to start to deal with oversteer on entry because you're going to have a little bit too much brake pressure one time. The next time, you're going to come off a little bit. You're going to understeer. Your car is going to be doing different things. You're going to blow your apex 3 out of 10 times. Totally cool, right? But that's why we pick the lowest corners. What's going to happen is you're going to get practice more and more at feeling the car at those corners, and everywhere else you're going to start to just naturally get closer to the limit and feel it. But we're going to pick that low risk corner to get that confidence back. So that's kind of the game plan, I would say, for next year to help you get back into it. That's what I'll be working on.
Oh, that's perfect. And then teaming up with you, I'm hoping that we can share video and data. Like that's one thing too. Like I didn't take any video last year. I was just like I used my Apex Pro and that was my data. And I didn't want to get too far into it, thinking if I just videotape everything and I get all the data and I just need to get a feel for this. I'm new. I don't want to get in over my head. I just want to get confident.
Yeah.
And then this year I'm hoping get more video, utilize you guys at Racers 360. So I don't think I plugged it yet.
Hey, I don't think we had said it. No.
As long as we're helping people. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I'm all about just having fun in the race car. Like I don't think it needs to be over the top. Like you need to be studying data and video. No. I would say having a recording device in there is so easy from the video, especially aspect. And now Apex Pro makes it super easy as well. But you don't. Everyone has different like wants out of the sport, but you don't need to be looking at it every session. I think it's a great tool to go back on and just say, "Hey, where am I getting the throttle? Is my line kind of where I think it should be?" But take it pretty easy, and that's where we hope to make it even easier for you, so you don't even need to do that. You can just video it and say, "Here's your coaching session. Learn." Everything should be easier.
Yeah, and then for you, it's. I mean, Racers 360, you can take data, you can take video. I mean, it's what's most useful for as a coach to really relay it back to the driver on ways to improve.
So for 99% of drivers, they don't even need to be looking at data yet for the amateur side of stuff. Video is by far the most powerful teaching tool. Now, of course, everyone learns a little bit differently. There's some people have more engineering minds, and data is a little bit easier for them to conceptualize. But I will say every person that we've worked with over 300 drivers so far, seem to be learning more from video coaching than from data coaching.
Okay.
When you get to a certain point, there becomes a switch where now data becomes much more important than video, right? But for most of us, video is a much more powerful tool, and it's a lot easier for most of us to get a GoPro, film from your iPhone. With that, so we can take any video from any device, any data from any device. So even if it's an iPhone that has no data on it, we can work with that and get a powerful coaching lesson. But I will say the more that you give us, the more specific we can get back. So like the ultimate best systems are those video cameras that have a little bit of data on them so we can see, hey, this is where you're getting the throttle, this is where you're braking. That's a little bit better. Most of the time through a GoPro, we can still hear it. It helps to have an external mic. What we really care about is seeing outside the front windshield. If we can see your hands, better. If we can hear the car, even better. Those are the three things that we really look for.
Okay.
We get tons of video, though, with the GoPro on the front of the car, and all you hear is wind noise. And we still have a really great coaching session. But there's certain things that we can't do with that, to be honest with you. Like
you're not seeing what happy hands they're doing. And
So we work with what we've got, and regardless, I have yet to see a video, and we'll tell you, like, if you send us something and we just can't coach you on it,
you're not just going to take the money and run.
We're not. No, absolutely not. But we've done, I think in the last year, we've done nearly 500 coaching sessions, and we have not had that happen once.
And you've been doing this, what? Racers 360 almost a year?
So we sort of quasi-launched this thing in September of 2018 at a NASA Nationals event, but it was like, hey, will this work? Will people send money? Is there a market for it? Has the coaching going to work? We kind of just played with it the rest of 2018, saw that it worked, so January 2019 is really full force ahead. We built our dashboard, launched our dashboard in March, brought our other coaches on in April, so it's really been the last, 8-9 months that it's been kind of full-fledged effort.
that's taken off. If you got that many drivers in
really
less than a
quickly.
year,
It's really impressive.
Honestly, for us, if the value is there and people are improving, and on average we've seen a 1.5 lap time improvement through those drivers, it sort of speaks for itself. And it's when you talk about the affordability of it, it's less than one tire for most people. So.
Right.
And it's going to give you more power. It's going to keep you safer. You're going to go faster. You're going to get more fun out of it too.
Yeah, and you're not just like, it's not a phone call. I mean,
No.
you can, like, is it like a video session?
So we have two major different services. One is the personalized coaching lesson, and all it is you're just going to upload that video or data, and you sit back and relax. You're going to get an email saying, hey, your coaching session is ready to be viewed. You're going to log into your dashboard, and you're going to see a video coaching lesson where they're going to have a web camera, annotation tool. We're going to pause. We're going to go slow motion on your video. We're going to be really showing you what you are doing, what's potentially wrong or right about it, and how we can improve. You're going to get written notes. You're going to get specific goals. You can watch that video as many times as you want, anytime you want. All of your coaching sessions will live there as well. So that's our personalized coaching. And we start at $99 there, and we go all the way up to $349 if you want us to watch your entire race and talk about racecraft and race starts and overtaking, defending, and how to go faster, and the mental side of stuff. So we can do the full range. We also have a new product that we launched that I'm actually really excited about. For off season, it's probably the best thing out there today. It's called our Drivers Lounge. It's an annual subscription, $100 a year.
Okay.
Right now we have 35 track breakdowns. These are video track breakdowns, corner by corner by our coaches with written notes.
So these are the videos that you have on YouTube?
We have some free videos,
Yes.
but now everything's hosted on our kind of driver's dashboard.
What track was it? Was it
Heartland Park.
Heartland Park?
Yeah,
We watched that before the Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
now we
studied
have
that one.
35 of those in our driver dashboard. So now those are moved into our driver's lounge.
Okay.
We have recordings to all of our webinars. There's some amazing webinars there. And we have some partner discounts to some really good companies. All of that for $100 a year. We also have curated onboard videos to more than 50 racetracks across the U.S.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so for anyone looking to improve throughout the off-season or get ready for the next event, bang for the buck. I mean, it's incredible out there. And that's what we're all about, making it as cheap as possible. Yes, we're a business. We're going to charge for it.
Of course.
But making it more affordable, more accessible to work with these like world-class coaches. I mean, we have Ricky Taylor, who's actively driving for Penske Racing right now. We have Memo Gidley. We have Andrew Raines from Apex Pros, a coach on our system. So these are world-class coaches. And with that, we've also just launched into the karting market. We're about to launch into motorbikes as well. So we're excited.
Motorbikes would be a whole
I just
other.
want to do a coaching session with Taylor.
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, I grew up karting with Taylor.
I just want to hang out with him.
I can hook that up.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
That's
both of them. Are
yeah,
just the coolest
Ricky and
guys.
Jordan.
I want to go karting with him in that backyard karting. If you guys haven't seen the backyard karting videos, oh my god,
Yeah, I stalk Jordan on Instagram.
Don't worry, I'm friends with him, and I'll still stalk him on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're so
He's
good.
gonna now see me and be like, "Oh gosh, not Dion."
They seem like a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Both
they
of
are.
them.
They
Both
are
of
for
them.
sure. They're good. They're good people. They're family friends with us, and we have the
That's
South
cool.
African tie. So they went and spent time with my parents in South Africa and had a good time. And they're just
awesome.
genuinely good people and good
cool.
race car drivers.
That's
Yeah,
really
no
cool.
kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was actually listening to Dinner with Racers the other day, and they were talking about you.
Oh,
And I'm
gosh.
at work. I can't remember who you were on a team with somebody, and like it was a video they shot where it shows you like, you know, being personable and talking to a lot of people, and then it cuts to them, and they go,
Oh,
hate,
yeah,
hate
it was
that guy.
the Magnus guys did that. yeah, absolutely. There was a fun rivalry. I can't remember if that was before or after I drove with them, and that started. But Sean Heckman, I think it was.
Yep, Heckman.
Yeah. He's a unique human being.
He seems like a very interesting man.
Yeah, it's funny. Like there's two sides of him, right? Like when you're having a conversation, he seems like the serious guy.
Yeah.
And then he turns into has this like hilarious side, and you
Yeah.
mix in Eversley with that, and it's a whole
I
different.
think
level.
he's very good at his job.
Yes.
But he's also very good at having lots of fun.
Yeah, it's a good mix right there. That's someone I
Yeah.
want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why that podcast has been so successful. It's just a perfect combination of characters.
You know, they have just enough of that. We really don't care what people think.
Yes.
which is fantastic.
Yep.
Yep, that's the right attitude to have.
Yep. Yeah, when they hired me to go drive, we did this like announcement video, or they did, I should say, and it was like a Tinder-esque video where they had me like looking at race teams and swiping like yes, they'll drive for them, yes, they'll drive, and then they were looking at drivers like no. and it was great. Like, go type in like Magnus Tinder or something like that.
Oh god, I need to see
they
that.
Killed it. It was great. You see like they'll show like Patrick Long's in it. Obviously, I'm in it. And they're like showing like TRG, and they're like no. And they're just like, oh my god,
yeah, they can't do that.
Hilarious.
There's a lot of like inside the paddock jokes that they'll hit right on the face.
Oh man,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. It was fun.
Yeah, it was funny because I'm listening to it at work, and I'm like, I want to like turn. I'm like, I know that guy. We interviewed that guy, and no one cares.
no one cares.
They're like,
Who?
Yeah,
You do
Yeah.
more than just drive to work in the grocery store with your car. Like, what?
yeah. They don't care.
The worst.
Yeah, at least we can all get together here and pretend like we're.
It's very important for
I
us.
needed this. It's been way too long.
Yeah, this is the perfect time.
Absolutely. Now we can go back to our normal lives with normal people and still get our fix in.
So then, are you coaching? Like, is that your full time gig now?
Yeah,
are you still driving? Or
I do some driving when I'm doing some private coaching here and there.
Okay.
I'm not really actively talking to any teams. It's a sad time for certain aspects of pro racing. IMSA is doing incredibly well right now.
Yep.
But there's just so many drivers that ride.
Seems to be. Yeah,
I was with some. I don't know if I was with at a SCUSA event recently. We were announcing our karting, and Joey Hand was there because the son was driving, and Joey Hand doesn't have a ride next year in IMSA, which is like
that's crazy.
What? So I don't miss that off season of having to call and beg teams for a ride. I miss the hell out of driving a race car. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, sure.
But the rest of it, it's not a lifestyle anymore. There's no opportunities really. So I said, look, this is not worth it anymore. I miss driving with the top teams and competing. But if I'm not going to do it right, I just don't even want to do it. And then the value that we've seen in Racers 360 and the enjoyment on people's faces that we can get from that, and then being able to help my peers and my friends who I think are world-class coaches and help them be able to make a living from coaching and get more reach is something that's quite special, and I think that's needed in the world. So we're pretty passionate about this and building this company up.
Yeah, and clearly with the success you've had in the first year, just it shows that there's a market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times for sure. It's a very different challenge than driving a race car, but there's so many similarities from building a business and actually building a career.
Right.
So it's been a fun challenge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I get to come hang out with you guys, PRI, talk race cars, like
See race cars.
Yeah, you get to still be in it without
sit in the race cars, make
stress.
race car noises.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's changed.
Just like my 3-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
It's literally what we did. I'm still not allowed to actually touch anything on the race car that's not involved with driving it. So it's literally
Nothing's
the same
changed.
Yeah, because I saw you at NCM for TT Nationals, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to him, and you were gone on Saturday.
Yeah,
Like,
I
just
know.
Friday, you guys had your booth, and you like people in and out.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I didn't get there till Friday. Yep. I showed up Friday. I was like, okay, I'll talk to him. Waited till there's a time where you weren't actually doing your job. I'm like, I'll bother him later.
So like anytime.
Yeah. So then then I go back Saturday and it's an empty booth. Like,
yeah. It's part.
I think you had like a wedding or something you had to be at, or
yeah, I think.
Oh,
it
what's
was
that
like?
like?
But honestly, it's also the challenges of just a small business, a newer business, just being able to afford days on the road, booths,
Right.
stuff like that. It's challenging, just to get the reach out there, and that's why we rely heavily on just being more digital marketing and accessible through online stuff. Like, it's super easy. Like, when you go to racers360.com, we have a contact us. It's team@racers360.com. Like, I literally see every email. So if you're emailing us, you're emailing me.
Oh, perfect.
So that way, like, what we do is, if we can help, even if you're not going to be a customer of ours, even if you don't really care about going fast, if you just got questions, like, we want to help, because way too many people spend way too much money on the wrong things in this sport. We want to help people spend less money on those things, spend more money on just getting out there and competing. And we know, hey, if we can help do that in the community, we're all gonna benefit from it.
yeah. I'd say if you can make a competitive but friendly community, I mean, that's better for everybody. Because if it's cutthroat all the time, no one wants to be a part of it.
And like, why are people going to spend this much money on having something that's not fun?
Right. Yeah, you got to be enjoying what you're doing, because like, if you're going to be pouring money, time, effort, like if it's your livelihood too, you got to have something enjoyable out of it.
Then if you're not having fun, it turns into what pro racing kind of is, and then nobody wants that.
No, when your passion turns when your passion turns into your work, and then you just you hate it.
Yeah. Then politics start, and oh gosh, don't even get me started on that. Yep. Politics and racing don't mix.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So does that mean more like less traveling in 2020 for you? Do you think, or
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. We're pretty aggressive with our growth plans right now. Between karting, like I said, motorbikes is coming, race cars, and also starting to get outside of motorsports even with our platform. Starting to look at
what does that look like?
So we'll be scaling into some new sports, some golf, tennis, things like that.
Really?
So as we look to build into that, might end up meaning a little bit more travel, but that would, if we're able to travel, means because we're doing well as a business, which is a good thing. So it's trying to manage it all.
Makes sense.
What it looks like. To be honest with you, I don't even know what next week looks like.
That can be exciting or scary.
Yes, both. A little bit of both. But like we said, take that leap and jump, and things tend to work out at the end of the day.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then let's take a step back and look at like for motorbike. Are you talking like MotoGP style racing?
Yeah,
or like,
road racing.
First, I pictured dirt bike. I'm like,
well, there's something
which could
that
be
we
a
also want to
market
get
too.
into. We haven't had any conversations yet with the dirt bike coach. So if you're out there and you're a world-class dirt bike coach, we'd love to talk with you. We'll be launching on the road racing side of things. So I'm really excited with the level of coaches we've been able to get there. We'll be announcing that pretty soon. And obviously with that, we'll be launching tons of content. Same on our karting side, we have some just like unbelievable coaches. We have a new one that's about to join us from Australia who we can't announce yet. That is one of the top coaches in the world, top 3 coaches in the world, which is really great.
That's awesome.
And then our U.S., we have Chris Wareheim, who's unbelievable. Matt Jaskell's unbelievable. Dante Yu is the former number 3 karter in North America. So just world-class individuals.
Yeah, like going through your website and just like scrolling through the coaches, it's kind of the who's who of coaching. It is no joke.
Yeah, no, and they put a lot of effort into these coaching sessions. They know our sport only exists because of amateur racing.
Right.
And for them, it's a good revenue stream, but it's also a time for them to kind of give back a little bit, get involved in the community, helps their brand, so they're super excited about it as well. And I can tell you, they put some work and passion into this. Like, working with data is a challenge. There's so many different data systems, and there was an incident recently, like someone was using, I can't remember what system it was, but they were like out of business, and he spent like hours trying to get them to give him the software to be able to download it, be able to he's put a lot of effort into this, and that's what our coaches do. Like, they genuinely care, which is cool. That's what makes it special.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try to where to go from here.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't want you to miss your flight.
Yeah,
what
time is it? Yeah, we're good. Probably another 5 minutes here, and then I'll have to bounce.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We talked about so much so quick there.
Yep.
Yeah, racing. Race cars.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. I don't want to take up your time and force it.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll do this more often throughout the year.
Yeah, we'll talk to you again for sure.
We'll pull you in here probably in the next couple of months. I want to do another good show and see how 2020 is starting off for you. And
have you done any autocross sessions?
Is
that an option?
Yeah, we have, and we've actually got 2 autocross coaches signed.
Okay.
We'll be kind of launching probably within the next few weeks a autocross subset of what we do as well,
because that's a huge market of people.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's something I know how to autocross. I'm probably not the best autocross in the world, but it's a market I don't know that much about. So we've brought in a couple national champions, and I'm excited to see how that does.
It would be I think that would be a lot harder to do as a coach, because it's never the same, so you can't be like, well, next time you're there. So you don't have to break that early.
Yeah.
And you can go faster through you can carry 5 miles an hour more through there, because
so what's interesting there, though, is one thing you'll never hear from us is you can carry 5 miles an hour.
Well,
more.
okay, that's fair.
The level of coaching is going to be much more fundamentals of how you drive, which doesn't matter what track you're on, and that's where the advantage will come from autocross. Like, yes, there's a little bit of a challenge on the track's different every time, but it blends naturally actually more towards what way we coach, because it doesn't matter what track you're on or what type of car you're driving. The fundamentals of driving a race car are going to be the same pretty much. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. To be honest with you, I don't know how well it'll do there. Hopefully it'll do really well. I know the level of coaching will be
certainly a
world-class.
Probably a larger group of people available.
Yeah. And it's
just from a business standpoint.
Yeah, business, and what we'll probably end up doing is upload your 3 runs from that day. We'll look at all 3 runs. We'll coach you on all of them. And most people are filming them from their iPhone, so it's super easy just to go on our dashboard, do the 1-lap analysis, or for autocross probably be your whole day analysis. Upload your 3 runs, super easy, and you'll get back that coaching session. And they're going to be we only work with the very best coaches. So you're guaranteed to have an unbelievable coaching session, or we'll give you your money back.
I bet I still have like 30 weekends worth of Harry's data on my phone.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's why it's like you've got old videos. If you have a YouTube video, you can actually just paste your YouTube video into our dashboard, and we can pull it right off of YouTube. So it makes it super easy.
I'll say with Nationals having like 900 entries.
Yeah,
there's a market.
Yeah. People want to go faster.
13 or 1400.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
this will be good for them to hear and learn about you guys. Yeah, they're not, if they don't know it's out there, they're not looking.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. And we have so much free content out there. And if you're an autocrosser, yes, a lot of our content right now is for road courses, but the fundamentals apply. The fundamentals absolutely apply. Like there's some great free articles on vision, on trail braking, on where you want to get the throttle, how to tie that all in together. Like go to racers360.com, click education. If it doesn't have a little blue check mark in the bottom right corner, you don't have to pay anything to access it. It's totally free. Click on it. There's some great information there.
I need to go to the trail braking one. Trail braking is a fundamental I just don't understand.
Yeah, so we put a lot of effort into that, and I'm pretty proud about it's totally free. Our trail braking content out there is great, and we actually I just did a full trail braking webinar a week and a half ago. That's part of our premium drivers lounge. It's under there, so you have recordings of all those webinars. We have a couple track breakdowns. We have one webinar coming out soon from Nelson Mason. I did a trail braking webinar, so those will be kind of constantly out there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting myself for Christmas.
Absolutely.
That's
great.
awesome.
Well, look, guys, I really appreciate your time.
No,
as
I think
always,
your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Great. And thanks to all the listeners. And like I said, if you guys have questions, I don't care if you want to work with us. I'd love to have you work with us. But even if you just want to ask a question, we're here for you. We want to help. And have fun racing. That's what it's all about. Have fun.
And where can people find you?
Racers360.com.
Yep. Check them out.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.